Hello, welcome to another edition of CHBJ Radio. I am your host, Greg Wilson, the founding editor and owner of Connection Small Business Journal. You can find us online at www.connectmybusiness.me. Again, www.connectmybusiness.me. For those of you, which should be all of you on social media, connect with us. Simply follow us at ConnectMyBiz. Again, at Connect My Biz, that's Bizz, whether you use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, now even on Snapchat, at Connect My Biz to be connected with us. Today we're going to be discussing, is your small business LinkedIn? Is your small business LinkedIn? And we know that, of course, all the social media platforms out there, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now Snapchat being one of the premiums, Pinterest, let's not sleep on, let's not forget about the networking opportunities that can be afforded to your small business by utilizing the service called LinkedIn. You know, LinkedIn, quite honestly, does not get a lot of media attention, if you will. It really doesn't get a lot of attention from small business owners. But for those of you in my listening audience, I want you not to fall asleep on LinkedIn. And what we're going to be doing, probably a three-part process or a three-part podcast series on is your small business LinkedIn. And what we're going to do, we're just going to be diving into just how you can utilize this resource. It is still a great resource. It's not just for those individuals who are working corporate jobs, and for the most part, as you look at it, you'll see and that a lot of people utilize it, those that are working corporate America jobs, which is fine, and they definitely are able to update their resume via this resource and be or receive that professional look, if you will, that maybe cannot be seen just by looking at an individual's Facebook page. But I want to encourage you as a small business owner not to go to sleep on this resource. For myself personally, I'm having to revamp even this my profile via LinkedIn. Why? Because it can be a valuable resource for you as a small business owner. And we know how popular social media is. We know that it is by far the way of communication. Even now, it is by far the way of getting the word out, inexpensively, as compared maybe to radio or TV. But I want to ensure you that this particular resource, LinkedIn, you should not sleep on this particular resource. And we want to take a look at, how we can actually build our brand with this resource. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to post even on our website just this resource guide that I'm going to be going through today. I found it on the internet, so this is not something new and breaking news, if you will, some unheard of doctrine. But I wanted to just show you that if we utilize LinkedIn, how it can be of a resource to us. And the very first thing that I want to encourage you to do through LinkedIn is to be engaged in different LinkedIn groups. Find a small business group, find a startup group, find a group of entrepreneurs on LinkedIn that you can be engaged with. And as you become more and more engaged with it, use these LinkedIn groups as a public forum to discuss topics and trends with maybe thought leaders or experts, in that particular group or in that particular field. And quite honestly, if you are providing knowledgeable insights yourself, what you'll find is that you have the ability at that time to build rapport with other top contributors, other individuals who are what I often encourage you as a small business owner to do, and that is for you personally in your small business genre, if you will, for you to consider yourself a SME, an SME, which quite honestly is an acronym for subject matter expert. For those of you who have followed us down through the years, you know that Greg Wilson always talks to you about, hey, you are the subject matter, or should be the subject matter expert. You are, that is your business is your baby. No one can talk about your baby. No one can promote your baby. No one can. No one is up late at night feeding your baby other than you. So you know your baby. You know your baby, which is your business, intimately. Okay. So for you to present yourself and be known as a subject matter expert, or individuals that maybe are looking for a service that you provide, they should be able to find you, find resources that you've provided, find detailed information that you've made known to the public. Why? Because again, you are the subject matter expert. So when you engage with these LinkedIn groups and you begin to give your own input, individuals will begin to look at you for advice. They'll begin to look at you even for advice, and they'll be able to contact with or connect with you because you have built that rapport with these other top contributors. Why in the world can't you, in your business, whatever it is, why can't you be considered a top contributor within these LinkedIn groups? So again, engage with these LinkedIn groups. Be involved. You know, the world, as large as it is, becomes very small when you start talking about small business, when you talk about entrepreneurship, when you talk about a startup company. The world, as large as it is, and the internet, as big as it is, quite honestly begins to dial down a little bit and become smaller once you begin to get engaged and get involved with these groups. There is absolutely no reason why those of you who are in our listening audience, cannot be considered a subject matter expert in your particular business, in your particular genre, again, along with other thought leaders and experts in your particular field. All right. So that's the very first thing that you want to do with LinkedIn. And I'm trusting that you've already updated your profile. I'm trusting that you have a business page for LinkedIn, and I'm trusting that all the appropriate links and social media connections are already there. All right. That's basic. That should already be done. And once that's done, definitely the very first thing again is to be engaged with these LinkedIn groups. All right. The next that I want to talk about is link to your own personal communications. All right, so you can take your LinkedIn profile, all right, embed it into your email signature, or add your own personalized profile URL to your business card. All right, this provides new contacts with an easy way to learn more about you. You never know who is out there looking for the resource that you provide. You don't necessarily know all the individuals that are up late at night doing Google searches for individuals just like yourself. So again, you've positioned, or should be positioning yourself as a subject matter expert. Link this information to your personal communications. So every email that is sent out from your business automatically has your LinkedIn profile added onto it. Now, we do this quite honestly for things that we utilize a lot of. Even as you listen to the introduction to my podcast today, you heard me give my handle. You heard me, provide you with the @ConnectMyBiz. There it is again, @ConnectMyBiz. All right. So your LinkedIn profile, link it in with your personal communications. I would strongly also encourage you to be consistent across your brand. All right. So whatever your handle is, the @ConnectMyBiz, individuals should be able to follow that, whether they utilize Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram. It all should point to Connection Small Business Journal. Same thing for your business. Whatever your handle is, I would again strongly encourage you to be consistent and link your personal communications all together. So again, your email signature should have not only your name, your business name, but it also should begin to list your social media profile names, and one of which, as we're talking about today, is LinkedIn. So again, is your small business LinkedIn? This is part one of a 3-part series. And again, link your personal communications to your LinkedIn profile. The next thing that we want to do, again, this is the third thing that we want to do. We want to leverage existing content streams. Again, leverage existing content streams. If you are not writing a blog, if you are not providing content, resources to LinkedIn, let's start. If you are not doing that, if you are not maybe even publishing on other on other blogs. One company, for example, that we've started producing content on is called Medium. All right, so not only can you visit the Connection Small Business Journal website to read our content, but there are other avenues, there are other venues out there where you can utilize to, again, get your message as the subject matter expert out into the internet and for individuals to find you. All right, so I would encourage you to use successful business-oriented blog posts, articles, as we've just talked about, and updates from your other social media platforms to create a high-quality stream of personal updates. All right, you say, well, Greg, you know what? We already have a Facebook page. We already have a Twitter page. We have individuals following us. Man, I just don't have the time to do this. Well, I would encourage you to utilize, there are certain resources that are out there that are very affordable that you can invest in to help you to do this. TweetDeck is one. Hootsuite is another. And you can schedule your posts, you can schedule your tweets, you can schedule your blog posts to go out on a weekly basis. Even our podcast that we do, we can schedule our podcast to hit all of our social media platforms at the same time. I don't necessarily have to be sitting at my console and submitting to Facebook one time and submitting to Instagram another and submitting to Twitter or LinkedIn. No, a one shot, one kill. Let's get it done. Do it. Get it out there. Utilize these resources to schedule your blog post. So again, leverage your existing content streams again to your advantage. I mentioned earlier just something that I would also recommend. And you don't have to be a writer, if you will, to do this. Of course, I do it for the Small Business Journal. But again, to make yourself be known as a subject matter expert, I would encourage you to write an article. I would encourage you, if you have not started a blog, to start a blog. Let's say that you are a car mechanic. That's a big one. Let's say you own a car repair shop. All right. Why not start a blog? Yes, I know your hands are greasy. Yes, I know you're tired. Yes, I know that you have cars on the lift right now. Why not either pay somebody to do it or do it yourself? Start a blog where you maybe once a week or twice a week, 3 times a week would be good. Write information, not necessarily long and drawn out, but just some information to let people know that, hey, you are a subject matter expert for working on cars or whatever your business is. So think about that. Utilize this blog or these articles to leverage your existing content streams. And the fourth is to start a dialogue. One of the best ways that I have found to make yourself be known or get people to find out who in the world you are is to go and kick the anthill. Start a dialogue yourself. Jump in, increase exposure for your posts, and simply start a conversation in LinkedIn around a topic by mentioning companies or connections in these updates. I love doing that. I love just to go in and stir up the pot. Take my shoe, if you will, my digital shoe, and just kick the anthill to let people know, hey, guess what? Greg Wilson is here. Connection Small Business Journal is here. And I would encourage you to do the exact same thing. So at this time, we're going to pause for a brief commercial break, and we'll be right back here at CSBJ Radio with Is Your Small Business Linked In? We'll be right back after this message.
Alabama weather can be devastating. With tornadoes hitting the area year after year, not protecting your family can be risky. Safety Shelter can provide peace of mind in the most chaotic of circumstances. They have been engineering and manufacturing storm shelters to the highest quality for over 20 years right here in Hartselle, Alabama. They know exactly what it takes to keep your family safe and secure during severe weather. Their above-ground safe rooms are bolted to concrete and can withstand the weight of a house collapsing around you. Having survived survived a tornado themselves. The team at Safety Shelter is committed to providing you with the highest standard of safety that your family deserves. With their spring sale and affordable financing available, there is no better time to act. Call Liz at Safety Shelter right now, 1-800-462-3648. Again, that's 1-800-462-3648. Or go online to stormshelter.com. Make sure to ask Liz about your free WYDE consultation. Safety Shelter, safe and secure for any situation.
Okay, we're back here in the studio, CSBJ Radio. Again, I'm your host, Greg Wilson. We are discussing today, is your small business LinkedIn? Is your small business LinkedIn? And again, we've covered four topics, if you will, or areas to focus on. One would be to engage in LinkedIn groups, and we've gone through how to do that. We've talked about linking to your personal communications. We have talked about the necessity of leveraging your existing content streams, and we've also discussed, how to start a dialogue. And even as I labeled it, is to kick the digital anthill. All right. So we want to take it just a step further in our closing minutes here. We want to dive in just to go a little bit deeper with how, again, you can utilize LinkedIn for your small business. And one of the things that you can do is pass along interesting articles, news, maybe videos that you find particularly informative. I have a client that I do that a lot with. If I find it, interesting to me, I will share it on their social media profile. All right. So all I'm doing is, again, passing along the interesting articles, the news or videos, if they have pictures, if you will, that you find informative. Not only will your network appreciate, getting this up-to-date information or getting this this interesting information, but they'll start to look at you for expertise and insight. And I'm telling you again, you want to, and I don't mean to just repeat myself over and over and over, but you want to be considered a subject matter expert in your particular area. All right. The next thing that we could do to utilize LinkedIn, like, comment, or even share updates, again, that you enjoy. Taking an actual action on these particular updates keeps the conversation going. And how important is that to keep the conversation going? It's very important. And again, keep in mind again that you'll find that individuals will begin to look to you and look for you for expertise and insight. The third thing that we want to do is to integrate your personal brand into these updates. All right. So promote your accomplishments, promote the work that you've done and are doing. Any accolades, any testimonials that you've received from clients and from customers. Share this information. Promote yourself. I tell you, you are your biggest fan. All right? You are your biggest fan. Your number one cheerleader should be you. All right? So, yes, brag. Let's talk about it. Let's even celebrate those small successes. And, many of us are looking for the big, grand slam of a success. But what about getting to first base? What about getting to second base? All right, those things. What about doing a base hit? Hey, all of these are small successes. Why? Because they move you from home plate into the direction that maybe you want to go in. So again, don't be shy. Promote your accomplishments. Let's talk about the work that you are doing and have done. Any accolades, any testimonials that you have out there. Try to share. At least maybe out of the 3 or 4 posts that you may choose to do, let one of those definitely be about you and your accolades and your accomplishments with your particular business. Now, one thing that as we and maybe we'll save this one for part number 2, but let's go ahead and cover it right now. Why not try and message potential clients and customers outside of your network? So once you've established yourself as a subject matter expert, once individuals start to follow you and look to you for advice with your particular business and whatever that business may be, why not try and message any potential businesses, contact them via LinkedIn using an in-mail service. And now in-mail is a premium feature that LinkedIn provides, but there are other ways, again, that you can contact these individuals they're outside of your particular network. On average, the response rate for in-mail messages, quite honestly, they've run the reports on this, is 3 times higher than the regular email. Or so maybe you do have their Gmail account, maybe you do have their business email address, but this in-mail premium service that again is provided through LinkedIn, the response time or the response rate, I should say, not time, but the response rate is 3 times higher than a regular email. And the final thing that we'll discuss today is to stay in touch. Keeping an active line of communication with your contacts. It's been a while since I've given this story, but I happened to be in Starbucks a few years back and struck up a conversation with a young lady, and she turned out to be she sold life insurance. All right. Well, just in our initial conversation, I gave her my business card. She gave me hers, and I really, quite honestly, didn't think of it. I knew that I had a need of life insurance. She didn't try to sell me right then and there on the life insurance. Matter of fact, she didn't talk about it as much as maybe she should have. But she walked away with my business a few weeks later. Why? Because she chose to stay in touch with Greg Wilson. She chose to send me a handwritten letter in the mail. Now, how many of us, when was the last time that you received an actual handwritten letter in the mail? And once I went to the mailbox there at my office, picked it up, read it, and of course there was a business card in it. And I reached out to her that day, set up an appointment, because again, that conversation in the line as we were waiting on the baristas to make our drink, she had no way of knowing that I was actually shopping for life insurance. She had no way of knowing that, but she walked away with my business. Why? Because she made the decision to stay in touch with me after the initial contact. How many of us as small business owners actually do that? How many of us stay in contact or stay in touch, if you will, with people that we touch day in and day out? When you exchange that business card at a networking meeting, how many of us make a point to go out, send an email, do a follow-up phone call, write a letter, as this individual did, to let individuals know, again, that you want to keep open an active line of communication. All right, that is pivotal. That is key to maintaining a quality network. We really didn't talk about network today. Maybe we'll do that in part 2 of Is Your Small Business LinkedIn? But again, I want to encourage you to utilize LinkedIn. It is a valuable resource that you can utilize to even grow and sustain your own individual business. This has been Greg Wilson with CSBJ Radio. Again, you can follow us online, www.connectmybusiness.me. Maybe you have not seen our publication, want to read our publication. Again, www.connectmybusiness.me. Subscribe to us, utilizing the subscribe button. We'll be sure to get a copy of this publication into your inbox. Follow us, utilizing every aspect of social media. Simply look for us at Connect My Biz. Again, at Connect My Biz. That's BIZZ. We utilize Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We look forward to connecting with you via social media as well. Until next time, again, this has been Greg Wilson with CSBJ Radio.